From Cambridge Fieldhouse in downtown Indianapolis, this is Indiana University basketball on 99.1 WIUX, your home for Hoosier sports. Drops back, has plenty of time, he throws it, gets hit as he throws it, he's wide open and caught! Elijah Surratt, the near side corner of the end zone, touchdown Indiana! Here's the lob upstairs and a thunderous dunk from Samson Johnson. Now here's Renew. Short corner left side, he'll drive down low on Biddle, muscles his way up and counts in the foul. Here's a deep drive into left field, back towards the wall, and it is gone. Now entering turn 4, Theda's out in front, Akayo's not gonna catch him. Kappa, Alpha, Theta. 10th title in program history, the 2025 Little 500 champions. Bench will face another pitch. He'll lay down the bunt right here. Copeland runs out and gets it as it goes along the first base line. Picked it up with her glove in the left hand, shoveled it off to first base, and the putout was made. East Lansing on its feet here in the Breslin Center. Mbako's second free throw is good, and it silences this crowd. Rebound picked up by Gosnell. Barrett, a three. It's on the way, and no good, and that's going to do it. The Borden Braves are single-A state champions in 2025. First and 10 from the 13. They'll hand it off. Lawton out to the right side. Breaks a tackle, going for the far corner of the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Indiana. Well, there's definitely a lot of crimson in the crowd. There's no question about it. Only an hour drive from Bloomington up here to Indianapolis. And the lower bowl, the Craig Duvall Club level where we are located at right now, filled with cream and crimson of all varieties. And even the upper deck is filled with Indiana fans as well. This is going to be kind of like what we saw with Penn State in the Palestra earlier this year. A neutral site game officially, but more so like an Indiana home game than it would be a neutral site game. Winner will take on the Big Ten regular season champions and the 5-loss Michigan State Spartans tomorrow. But one of these teams has to come out victorious here today. It's Biddle and Umar Ballo from center court. The ball is up, and Biddle wins the tip. It rolls out of bounds, and so officially the Hoosiers will have the ball to begin this game. And so Anthony Leal will inbound it, sideline out of bounds on the far sideline. In it comes to Trey Galloway, and we're underway from Indianapolis. Handoff near side to Luke Goody. Looking down to the post for Umar Ballo. He'll feed it to him left short corner. Back to the basket, guarded by Biddle. He'll put it on the floor, picks up his dribble, had it stripped away, and it was stolen by Jackson Shellstad. Oregon back the other direction. Shellstad gets to the elbow right side, throws it back to the top for Biddle. Entry pass down low, hook shot from Brandon Angel, no good. He got his own rebound, and the first second chance points of the day for Oregon. Now a full court press put on by the Ducks. It's 2-0 Oregon. Luke Goody breaks the press easily as he crosses half court. He'll hand it off to Trey Galloway at the Big Ten tournament logo. Bouncing it to the left side. Now he'll pick up his dribble. Throws a pass over for Ballo. Is picked off by Biddle. He gets into the front court. Had it tapped away and chases it back down. Throws it over to Shellstad. He'll drive left. The pull-up jump shot from the baseline is good. And a quick 4-0 start for Oregon.
Quickly, this IU crowd kind of quiets down a little bit after those first 2 buckets and the turnover.
Quick 4-0 start for the Ducks. Umar Ballo hands it off to Trey Galloway in between the circles. He'll throw it down low for a back-cutting Anthony Leal. Down low against Biddle. His left hand layup's good.
Nice job by Leal to use his backside into Biddle.
Shellstad back the other way, 4-2. Indiana trailing by 2 early on, 18:38 and ticking here in the first half. With it on the left side is Barthélemy. Throws to the short corner left for Biddle. He had it stripped by Ballo. Ballo got his hands in there. Leal picks it up and now throws it ahead for Goody, who gets it right back to Anthony. In between the circles, now he'll dish it off to Ballo, right slot. He'll put it on the floor looking for a back-cutting Galloway. Now instead he'll throw it to the top for Mackenzie Mbaku. He'll dribble right. Pull-up jumper from the right elbow was good, and Indiana has scored the last 4. Tied at 4, 2 minutes in here from Indianapolis.
Despite struggling from 3, Mbako is still pretty solid on those mid-range jump shots throughout Big Ten play.
Bamba throws it to the left side with Angel. Back up to the top for Bamba. Picked up by Umar Ballo off the switch. No, instead it's actually Mackenzie Mbaka who'll get down to the right corner and throws it back to the top for Shellstad. Swings it over to the top of the key for Barthélemy with 5 on the shot clock. He'll drive right to the free throw line. Now down low on Ballo. Puts up a floater. Back rim. Can't bounce in. Ball's loose. He picks up his own rebound and saves it into Angel, who lost it out of bounds. And so Indiana gives up another offensive rebound, but fortunately for the Hoosiers, Angel couldn't handle the pass. And so the Hoosiers, again facing this full court press with 17:38 to go, are tied up at 4 and an opportunity to take their first lead of the game.
We talk about the press. This Oregon team is always, every year under Dana Altman, one of the most athletic teams in the country. So they're trying to use their length to disrupt Indiana in today's game.
Galloway weaving his way across half court, picked up by Keyshawn Barthelemy. Now he'll go right off an Anthony Leal screen. He'll curl his way through the elbow, got down low, lost the ball, got it back, kicks it to the near side corner. A three from Mbako, and he hit it. 7 straight points for the Hoosiers. Mackenzie Mbako knocks down the three. 7-4 Indiana. Shellstad back the other way. Top of the key three, and he counters with one of his own.
Miscommunication on the screen between Leal and Goody. Leal thought it was a switch, so he didn't go over the screen. Shellstad was wide open because of it.
7-7 early on. Here's Trey Galloway at the top of the key. He'll step back for a three, and he hits one. Galloway knocks down a three. It's back-to-back triples for this Indiana offense.
Barthelemy went under the screen on this end. Dared Galloway to shoot, and he did.
And an offensive foul as Shellstad hits the three. It will not count. A moving screen was called on Oregon. I think it was Biddle. No, I think it was Angel who was called for the foul. So Brandon Angel picks up the foul. Anthony Leal was out there bumping his fist towards the Indiana bench. And this Indiana team, at least early on, looks like they came ready to play. 16:40, it's 10-7. Indiana on top of Oregon. Anthony Leal up top. It's a curling Galloway who will drive right through the elbow, down low, flips it high off the glass. No bottle there for a putback dunk, but he lost the handle. Picked up by Bamba into the front court. Kicks it back out to Biddle, right elbow. Back to the top for Barthelemy. Swings it to the left side for Shellstad. He'll drive right to the free throw line. Now will pull back and hits a tough step back jumper over Luke Goody.
Cruz, he's already hit 3 jump shots off the dribble today.
Back the other way comes Indiana in a hurry. Left block, Umar Ballo backing his way in on Biddle. Turns to his left shoulder. Jump hook was short. Leal taps a rebound up in the air, and it's picked up by Galloway. Kicks it to the right side. Goody, a triple. Can't get it to go. And the rebound picked up by Kwame Evans Jr., who just checked into the game. Transition three. Barthelemy left it short, and Ballo there to secure it. Frantic opening pace. The next dead ball will take us to the under 16 media timeout. It's 10-9 Indiana. Anthony Leal to the top for Trey Galloway. He'll drive right, pulls up for three, and in and out off the rim, no, and Biddle secures it. On the return trip, TJ Bamba driving left, down low on Mbako, tried to dump it off for Kwame Evans Jr., who was not ready for the pass. It goes out of bounds, and Indiana will take over after this break. It's 10-9 in the early going, 15-29 to be exact. Here in the opening half, the Hoosiers on top of Oregon by 1. You're listening to Indiana University Basketball on 99.1 WIUX, your home for Hoosier Sports. And so Curtis Rourke and company will come back out onto the field. They were able to record a first down before having to punt the football away on that first drive. And we'll see if drive number 2 could be any better, Nick.
Yeah, and Indiana 17 yards on that drive, just 7 through the air. Curtis Rourke just 1 of 3, 10 yards on the ground. It's, not efficient, but again, they were outgained 128-10 in the first quarter last week. So this team is one that lately heats up as the game goes on. By
the way, only the 13th point given up by Indiana in an opening quarter all season long. Those 3 from Michigan. Hoosiers with the football at their own 25-yard line. Rourke takes the snap, throws out to the far side, and it's caught. It was caught by Keyshawn Williams for about 5 yards. He was wrapped up as soon as he caught it, and the tackle was made by Makari Page for the Wolverines.
And a good job by Williams there. He went in motion to the far side, found himself open kind of in the flat. Rourke did a good job of delivering that ball. Tight coverage by Page, so only a couple yards after the catch, but a good start to the drive.
Trips out to the near side, one out to the far, and Tyson Lott in the back out there, along with Curtis Rourke. 2nd and 3 from the 32. Here's the snap. Rourke the handoff. Lawton bursts through a hole. He gets free. First down and more as he cuts back across the 40, down at the 45-yard line. And the Hoosiers moving the ball up the field.
That's a good job by the Indiana offensive line. Drew Evans out for the season with an Achilles injury, but that left side opened up quite well for Lawton. Great patience in the backfield, found the gap. Now Indiana's up near midfield.
First down and 10 for the Hoosiers at their own 45-yard line. Trips out to the near side. And 2 out to the far side and a 5-receiver set for Indiana. Now Lawton, who was out on that far side, will come back behind him. Rourke in the gun, takes the snap. He'll fake the handoff, throws out to the near side. Williams on the reception, turns the corner across the 50, out of bounds, 45, right side near. They'll be just shy of a first down by about 3 yards or so, but now Indiana starting to settle in offensively as Wesley Walker was there to push him out of bounds.
Yeah, defensive back Zeke Berry wanted a hold. He was kind of gesticulating to the officials as if, how is that not a hold? But Indiana did a great job sealing off the edge. Williams got to it. And again, another big chunk play for the Hoosiers.
It'll be 2nd down and 1 from the 46-yard line of Michigan as the Hoosiers get into Wolverine territory for the first time this afternoon. 2 receivers out to the far, 1 to the near. Justice Ellison back in the game, but running back with Rourke. Rourke, the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back, has plenty of time, will throw down the field, and it is caught! It's caught! Keyshawn Williams on the reception on the near side, inside the 25-yard line. Indiana exploding on offense here in this second drive of the day. And the Hoosiers trying to send a message to the defending national champions.
Well, Cruz, you know, Keyshawn Williams wasn't even a starter at the beginning of the year. He comes down with that catch, leaping as Rourke throws that over the coverage. He gets a foot in bounds. That is an incredible athletic play, and Indiana's now in the red zone.
1 receiver out to each side as Indiana's marching their way up the field. They now sit at the Michigan 20. 1st and 10. Here's the snap. Rourke looking to pass again. Pressure comes. Quick dump off to Ellison. He's got plenty of room as he runs out to the far sideline. Looking to turn the corner. He can't do so. He still has enough for a first down. Indiana inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal from the 9 for Indiana's offense.
And, you know, we talked about it. It was right at the end of the first quarter last week that Indiana found its groove offensively. Same thing's happening here today. It looks like a completely different offense on this second drive after a slow start. And, man, Curtis Rourke is humming along right now in the passing game.
2:04 to go. Michigan with a 3-0 lead. Indiana inside the 10. Here's a direct snap to Lawton. He'll go out to the left side and gets tripped up. He got forward for about a yard or 2 before he was tackled. And Jair Hill there on the stop for the Wolverines. Also Kenneth Grant, the nose tackle. We'll bring up 2nd down and 7. 2nd and goal, I should say, from the 7. As the direct snap from Lawton. Kurt Signetti and company trying to get a little tricky right there, and it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, just no room on the edge, and going to the near side when the ball's on the left hash, you don't have a lot of room to work with on the edge.
2nd and 7. 1 receiver out to the near sides, Omar Cooper Jr. Lawton in the backfield with Rourke. He'll take the snap. Looks out to the near sideline. Cooper got open and caught it! Touchdown, Indiana! Omar Cooper Jr. on the reception. It's his 5th touchdown reception of the year. And the Hoosiers have taken their first lead with $1:17 to go here in Bloomington.
Well, you know.
Welcome back to Bittinger Stadium in West Lafayette, Indiana. We enter the bottom of the 1st inning. The Hoosiers were able to hang 2 runs on the Purdue Boilermakers in the top half of the 1st inning, and now their defense will take over with Brianna Copeland in the circle for the Hoosiers. A 4.88 ERA on the season, making her 16th start, her 38th appearance with a 15-7 record. Indiana will line up like this. Strader and Cooper manning the left side of the infield. Van Brandt and Bird the right side. Minnick, Wilkinson, Kettleman from left to right in the outfield. Barker behind the plate. And Copeland's first delivery to Chloe Banks, the leadoff hitter for Purdue, is outside for the first ball of the count.
So Copeland back to work for the 2nd time in 2 days. 156 pitches yesterday and a 9-inning complete game victory.
She's back out there for game number 3, the rubber match between these 2 in-state arch rivals.
She was quite effective in game 1, had a no-hitter going into that 6th inning before some things fell apart, and then bounced back well in the extra innings and got herself a win.
Pitch number 2 was outside, pitch 3 on the way. That one upper inside corner, but doesn't catch. And so quickly Copeland behind the count 3-0.
If there's one thing Brianna Copeland struggled with most this year, it's been hair control. 102 walks in just 126 innings.
The 3-0 delivery in there for a strike. No challenge from Chloe Banks. She just stood there and watched it go by, expecting that 4th ball, the at-bat. Instead, she'll face another pitch. She'll lay down the bunt right here. Copeland runs out and gets it as it goes along the first base line. Picked it up with her glove in the left hand, shoveled it off to first base, and the putout was made. What a play by the senior Brianna Copeland.
You gotta help yourself out when you can. It was a glove flip and a beauty. Good awareness by Josie Bird, too, to go out there and make the stretch as Speedy Banks flying up the line. Good play from Copeland.
First put out of the afternoon for Indiana's defense. That'll bring up Kendall Bailey for Purdue. Bailey riding a 3-game hit streak coming into this one. She'll lay her bat on the first pitch. It's in the air to left field. Coming in to make the grab is Taylor Minnick, and quickly there are 2 gone.
Efficiency is going to be important. I mentioned Copeland's pitch count yesterday. We're in a doubleheader. You don't know how much they want to use Copeland today. Getting quick outs is going to be majorly important for Brianna Copeland.
And now Delaney Reef, the catcher. Batting third, steps into the right-handed batter's box. She was struggling before today, was 2 for 19 in her last 19 at-bats coming into today as the first pitch from Copeland scrapes along the dirt and gets behind the backstop. She did step it up, though, in game number 2 of this series. Earlier today, went 2 for 3 in game 1 of our doubleheader. The 1-0 is outside. Now make it 2-0 with 2 outs and nobody on for the Boilermakers.
She made a few good plays in foul territory, too. It seemed like everything for that Purdue defense was pretty on point in game 2.
She made the final putout, I believe, as well in game number 1 of today, as the 2-0 is in there for a strike. Reeve, the transfer, spent 1 year at Maryland before making the transition to West Lafayette. Copeland delivers again, the 2-1 in the dirt and behind Parker, behind the plate again.
Parker's had a few issues this year on those low ones that she doesn't block it. She tries to pick it like she's a first baseman, and it's kind of cost her a few times.
Copeland delivers this one laced out to left field, but it's going to go foul. Not bad contact there from Delaney Reef, but just couldn't keep it in play. That would have been a nice base hit. She might have even been able to turn 2 on that one. Minnick was going to have to make a long stride to go get it out of the corner.
Yeah, we've talked about the dimensions of this ballpark, too. If a ball is somehow to drift into that deep corner, it's probably another 20 feet away from the line.
The 3-2 in the dirt, and that'll be a full count walk for Delaney Reef, who will take her bag. And the Boilermakers are able to avoid going down 1-2-3 to begin game number 2 of our doubleheader.
First baseman, 33, Julia Gossett.
Now Julia Gossett will step into that same batter's box. First pitch on the way. This one in the air to left field. Going back. Minnick underneath of it. She'll make the grab. And quickly, Julia Gossett goes down on the first pitch. No runs across on no hits for Purdue. As we head to the top of the second inning, the Hoosiers 2, Purdue nothing. You're listening to Indiana University Softball on WIUX Sports on Mixler.
Well, the day has finally come. A day that perhaps nobody associated with Indiana football, maybe for the exception of one team behind the vision of one man, saw coming. Now, when Curt Cignetti took over the Indiana program nearly 13 months ago, the program was in shambles. Tom Allen was fired following up the historic 2020 season by going 9-27 over his last 3 years in Bloomington. There were 10 offensive starters in the transfer portal, along with half the defense, and morale surrounding the program was seemingly at an all-time low, which is a statement that carries significant weight for the losingest program in NCAA football history. Indiana's athletic director Scott Dolson and IU president Pam Witt knew that they had to go and get the right guy, and they found their guy, an emerging coach who had flipped the culture at multiple programs in the years prior. In the first month that Curt Cignetti took over the job, he brought in 31 scholarship transfers and completely flipped the entire roster. Now, fast forward to December 20th, 2024, they're standing in the shadow of Touchdown Jesus with an 11-1 record and a college football playoff patch stitched into their jerseys.
Garzone got a triple.